Welcome to Talk Dirt to Me, where two farmers shatter myths and take on the top issues facing America's farmers. Here's your hosts, Logan and Bobby Lee.
What's up, everybody?
Yes, an afternoon edition.
It is, man. 3:40.
We're keeping it.
You just never know when we're going to be out here.
It might be 9 o'clock at night. It might be 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I got the blind open. You can see a little sunlight coming in there.
Got a little natural light in here.
Yeah, that's right.
A little natural light, a little bush light.
Yeah. I was gonna say no. I don't guess we're drinking it. I'm not a big natty light guy. It's kind of like water.
My quote cheap beer go-to is the Busch Light. Like that's my just go-to.
I like Busch Light just because it's kind of like they're pro farmer. They're really trying.
Yeah, actually, no, this is the
hunting can,
the outdoor edition. It's not the corn can. But when I was out of town last week, we were in Montana, and you could get Busch Light at almost all the restaurants we went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, heck yeah.
My normal is Coors Light, though. I'm a Coors Light fan.
Yeah, if I can't, like most restaurants around here, they're not going to have Busch Light on tap or even in the bottle. Coors Light. Anything light just because of my damn diet. But, yeah.
What about Keystone?
Oh, yeah.
Keystone. It's just bottom of the barrel Coors.
Yeah, I've had people tell me, they're like, it's actually the exact same thing as Coors. They just package it.
Yep.
It's the cheap version.
Hell, Keystone was badass.
Always smooth. America's never bitter beer.
That's right.
Those are some great commercials.
Those were. They need to bring those back. That was the glory days of beer marketing.
The bitter beer face.
Yeah. Yes.
Which I kind of got to thinking, like, I don't know that I've ever. I guess maybe there's some like craft brews that are a little
bitter.
But
I've had some shitty craft beer. Now you're more of a craft beer connoisseur than I am.
I used to be, but when I didn't have to watch what I, drank or ate. And now, as much as I love some of those really dark, heavy beers, they got more carbs than I consume.
Got to get up to get down.
Yeah, the coffee. Yeah.
That one's good, and that's a local. Is that Hub? Who is that? This Hub City?
No, it's it may be Memphis made. It's one of the Memphis brews.
Yeah.
But it's used to. That's one of the things I love about traveling. Is now craft brews are all the rage.
Yeah.
We go to Montana. We go to a bar and I'll be like, just surprise me. Bring me something I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And if I drank 3 beers while we're eating dinner, I'd drink three different beers I've never heard of. But just boring old light beer for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I mean, I don't drink. When I drink beer, usually now it's going to be Coors Light, or typically I just go to the whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, it's, when you're younger, you drink Busch or Bud Heavy and smoke Marlboro Reds, and now it's Busch Light, Marlboro Lights.
Marlboro Lights, man. You got to go to the light. Yeah. Well, we want you guys to do a couple of things. First, we need you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and actually, I need y'all to do something specifically. So, I just learned that we're in the range on Spotify. We're constantly gaining new followers all the time. But we're in the lag period between essentially the breaking point, and we're on the precipice of really, being right there with Rogan. Yes.
We're like 10 subscribers behind him.
We are. We're very close. But no, we actually are pretty damn close to a pretty pivotal number on our Spotify followers. And it'll kind of help us. It'll really engage the exposure a lot if we can hit this number. So we need you to go on Spotify and follow us and subscribe on Spotify. Even if you don't use Spotify, if you are a loyal listener to the show, then we need you to even just download the app and go on there and follow us. You don't ever even have to listen to us on there, even if you're listening somewhere else, but it will help us astronomically. So please do that. Follow us on all the pages and leave us 5-star ratings. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, first thing, I do apologize. I haven't even sent Bobby Lee, we're 2 episodes behind on the video. The video did not work on the guest episode for some reason, so I don't have it.
On the Pulses?
Yep.
Yeah, which actually aired, or we uploaded it last week.
Yep.
Okay, crap.
Yeah, it didn't work, but the previous week, I've got the video.
When I got back in town, I checked my Dropbox, and I was like, well, Logan doesn't have me.
I forgot to send it to you.
Okay.
So
we'll get them up.
It'll get up, but you will not have video of the Pulses one. And so we probably won't upload a different one because the audio version's already on YouTube.
Yeah.
On it. But do hit that like button, hit subscribe on here, and comment below. Let us know what you think of the episode. And what else? What else can you do?
Agzaga.com. Y'all know them. They are our good friends. They're your good friends too.
Yep.
Especially if you go there and shop. Fill up that shopping cart, all the good stuff. Again, heck, this episode's going to drop less than a week from Thanksgiving. The official holiday rush will be on.
Yep.
All the toys. When you think about Christmas, especially when you're like Logan and I, we got kids that's.
They're pumped.
They're right at that age where they eat that stuff up.
Yep.
Maybe your niece, your nephew, your grandkid. But lots of other good stuff that make good Christmas gifts. And heck, you just got all the farm supplies that you need year round anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, Talk Dirt 20. That's a $20 discount off of a $50 minimum order and free shipping.
Yep.
So can't go wrong.
And you got time. Order your advent calendars and get those things ready because you still got time to do that.
Yeah, you want them by December 1st.
Yep.
But yeah, by the time you use that discount code, heck, that's a heck of a deal.
It is. So we want you guys to do that. And we got some interesting stuff. I got quite a few little topics here. I was telling Bobby Lee, I've had a pretty interesting day today. Through I complain about social media. Like, man, it's a cesspool a lot of times. But something really cool, for those of you that are on Instagram especially, that's their big bread and butter, they said. But real news, no bullshit, or real news, not bullshit, I think is actually the real full name. I was on, they're doing a documentary, and they came out and videoed me and interviewed me today. I didn't pull any punches. Hopefully I didn't make an ass of myself. You never know. I'm prone to doing so. But it was really cool. Guys came out from California, and I told them the realities of farming, the numbers, how bad things look, what could hopefully help us out, and then we shot a bunch of non-California compliant weaponry afterwards.
Yeah. Let them have a little fun. Yeah, their Instagram, like their handle is Real News No Bullshit, but yeah, then their actual name is Real News Not Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just news without an agenda, giving it to you straight. Yeah, I've been following them for a while because, even Fox News, like they've got an agenda. Obviously, I think most of our audience, kind of on the same page with us. When you turn on some of the other channels, like, you don't even turn them on anymore. That's why their ratings are collapsing, and they're just getting more and more radical with what they say because they're just grasping at straws at this point. But so yeah, and for a lot of us that get more of our social media or more of our news, and really, like, I can't tell you the last time I had the news on the television.
Me neither.
You get it all right here in their phone.
Yep.
And they're a great follow because whether it's the war in Ukraine or now
farming,
pretty cool that ags kind of make it into the mainstream headlines.
I think they're going to talk to Brooke Rollins. I think that he said that they had contacted her.
Yeah, they got 1.6 million followers. They got a big enough platform that I would think they would get the attention of somebody like her.
Yeah. We had a good time. The guys were really awesome. I told them, I said, man, don't make me look like an asshole. Because I will tell you something funny that I said in there. We covered a lot of ground. They interviewed me for probably 2.5 hours. And the guy told me, or he asked me, we were kind of talking about, he asked me something about the hatred towards farmers. And I said, yeah, man, it's terrible. And I told him, I said, what I wish.
Well, it is, but I still think it's the vocal minority. Like, it's in the comment sections online.
I hope so, but I even talked to another local farmer.
You've never run into a person like in town that's like, you son of a bitch, you're a farmer.
No.
You get flipped the bird every now and then when you're driving down the road on a tractor and somebody's pissed off.
And then I flip those bastards right back off when they do it.
But that's about the only, in real life hatred. Yeah. Most of the time a farmer's going to get, at least around here. We don't have activists
that's true.
Marching in the streets. And death to farmers or anything.
Well, I told him, I said, when I read all those comments, I said, what it makes me want to do is it makes me want to get all the farmers to come together and just unite and say, all right, we just won't grow nothing for 2 years. And and he goes, so basically like a farmer strike. And I said, yeah. I said, that's what it makes me want to do. And I said, because then if we do that, I said, they think prices are high right now. I said, clothes, groceries, fuel, I said, everything will skyrocket because there will no longer be an abundance of supply. And he goes, well, what would you say? Like, what if one of those people is listening to this and they say, well, F you? And I said, I'd say it right back to them. I said, I'm tired of hearing the bull crap from them. And I said, they don't have any idea. And he was like, he just started laughing. He said, you're right. I mean, and I was like, I'm not trying to be a butthole, but it's just the truth. I mean, that people, and I mentioned to him, I said, farming is national security. We got to have farmers.
Yeah, food security is national security, and obviously farming is
yes,
where the food comes from.
Yes, I mean, and they had talked to
that and Walmart.
Yeah, that's right.
Walmart's ultimately where the food comes from.
It is. It really is.
They bring it out from out back, and it's just there.
It is. Yeah, I mean that's the truth.
The elves bring it in every night.
Yes, Santa makes us haul up there.
I mean, they just show up and it's there.
I mean, that's what some people think. The eggs and everything else just appear. But yeah, we had a great conversation and had a good time with the guys, so I'm excited. They told me, they were like, man, now you got to come to California, because I've never been to California. And
that's one of a few states I've never set foot in. Yeah, I've never set foot in California.
Well, they were talking about how dumb the politics are, but they were also talking about how awesome the state itself is. Yeah. Because I asked them, I said, what is it about California? Because we were sitting at a restaurant in town, and one of the guys looked over and he said, I see your gas price is $2.49 or something a gallon. He said, is that high for y'all? And I said, to be honest with you, I hadn't bought gas in so long. I said, I buy diesel. I said, but I would say $2.49, that's kind of high. Then he goes, dude, back in California, people would kiss the ground to get $2.49 gas. And I said, what is gas in California? And he said, oh, it's over $5 a gallon. He said, man, it's over $5 a gallon. He said their property taxes. What are our property taxes here? Aren't they like 2%, 1 point something percent?
Oh man, I can use the Terminator to look it up.
Maybe we shouldn't say, because they're pretty darn good. We don't want to encourage.
I mean, I would say anything over 0 is
bad, but they're compared to, because I'm just curious, because they told me how much they are in California.
I know. Well, when we did that story about what was it, the farm in New Jersey, like they have one of the highest property tax rates. Let's see what it says. In Tipton County, it's $1.5217, so $1.50 per $100 of assessed value.
Okay.
This is lower than historical rates. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't give the percentage.
Yeah. Okay. It says the median effective property tax rate is approximately 0.64%.
Damn, really?
This is below Tennessee's median average of 0.77% and the national average of 1.02%.
You know how much they told me theirs were?
What?
13%.
That's almost that may be a different metric or something, because that just seems.
Yeah, he said.
I mean,
man,
maybe not. It is California, but.
Yeah, he said, man, ours is, we pay 13% on property taxes. And then he was talking, and I said, well, Tennessee doesn't even have a state income tax. And he was like, what? I said, yeah, we don't have a state income tax.
Yeah, for example, it says a $200,000 home right here in Tipton County. So your assessed value is 25% of the market value, so that'd be $50,000. And so that would work out to $760 annually on a $200,000 home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their costs are just astronomical. So I asked him, I said, what's the allure? And he said, man, the weather is better there than anywhere.
Well, I would say definitely San Diego. Like just in readings, again, I've never been there. Like they don't even necessarily need air conditioning.
Yeah.
I was talking to a girl actually that used to work for us that had moved there. So yeah, a lot of houses don't even have air conditioning because it's never.
It's like 70 degrees all the time.
Yeah, it's, and I don't know if they would need to have heat either. I guess you would. Just you think it gets down to like in the middle of January, if it's getting down like to 50 at night, they get pretty cold in the house. But
well, that dude, one of the guys told me, he said where he lives, I think this guy lived in San Diego too, but he said the coolest part for him, he said, I can wake up in the morning and I can go snowboarding in the morning. And he said, and then I can snowboard for a couple hours, and then I can drive just a couple hours, and I could go sand dune riding in the desert. And he said, and I could do that for a couple hours, and then I could drive a few more hours, and I could literally be on the beach, like in like great weather at the beach. He said we have like multiple climates, all within 3-hour drives of each other. And he said that's always what he said. We got everything. So there's a lot of cool. And I've always said, man, California seems like a really cool state. And it's just the pockets. I mean, because they all said, well, LA sucks.
Because it was so awesome and people realized everybody moved there. And then, of course, the more dense the population gets, the more ridiculous the politics get, eventually. And so. Yeah,
they said LA is a crap hole.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, LA sucks. I told him about Micro saying there was a couch on fire on the sidewalk, and was like, yeah, that's just LA. And the dude was like, that is legitimately just LA. He was like, you might just see a shit on the ground or a couch on fire. Like that's, so it was cool. Tried to represent the farmers pretty well. So we'll see. It'll come out.
Were you the only one they interviewed?
They'd interviewed like 6 people.
Okay, good deal.
And they did a dairy farm in Tennessee as well.
Yeah.
And they went from there to me, and then they're going to do a guy, I think, in Montana. They got like 6 or 7 guys they're talking to.
Yeah.
And the dairy farm, he said it sounds really cool. They've been doing dairy cattle for like 47 years or something. But each farm is going to have its own episode. They're going to do like 15 to 30 minute episodes and drop them. And I think he said mine would probably drop in December, but there will be some clips put out. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see. Like I said, hopefully they don't make me look like an asshole.
Good deal.
But if they do, it won't be the first time.
Yeah, but say if they do, that's fine.
It is, whatever. But yeah, so guys, y'all check them out. They are doing awesome stuff. And well, you were talking, so cattle prices, they've hit the shitter again?
Well, they're just, it's been wild. Like, they'll be, limit down, and they'll rebound. I mean, it's just been almost to the point where you just don't even want to look at it every day. You still do, but it's like, and it's all just over stuff. Like, it'll be like a rumor that, like, okay, they're going to open the Mexican border, later this year, early next year when it's, good and cold. We're not as worried about screwworm. And just like a rumor about the border maybe opening like a month and a half from now, and like the markets just go stupid. And it's like, this makes no sense. Supplies are still tight, demand is still up. None of the fundamentals have changed.
Yeah.
And it's just, they were afraid, because I guess Trump lifted some of the tariffs. Corbett on Monday, he was like, yeah, y'all get ready. The market's going to be down hard on Monday.
He lifted them on fertilizer. Is that what it is?
I think it was a bunch of stuff into last week that even, there's still some, I'm not an expert on it at all, but Corbett was really kind of down in the dumps, for his Monday episode, which of course he filmed like on Sunday night.
Yeah.
But actually Monday, the markets weren't too wild.
Gotcha.
So I think he was glad, for that. But yeah, it's just, and of course Trump, while I was in Montana, he sent out that investigate the meat packers, which I think we're all like, well, yeah, we'll believe it when we see it, when something actually legitimately happens, because that's been done before, where they're like, oh, not the first time this has been threatened. They're like, oh, we should really look into what they're doing, and then nothing ever happens.
It's hard to get excited. I saw that, and I think I shared it like on our page or something, and I hope that they can do it. But
these companies, they're so big. And again, JBS is the easy one to pick on, but like, I mean, they didn't
get to where they are by being easily caught.
Yeah, and being, I mean, they're basically a cartel.
Yeah.
They're not scared of the government at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So we should go down there and kick their ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, Bobby Lee and I have people that want to kick our asses. That I'm still tickled over the Good Ranchers clip we've put out. That one clip.
Oh yeah.
I mean, damn it! It just keeps going. That was probably going. I bet it hits 300,000 views.
Yeah, that's great. But
it is.
Which it is. We're definitely guilty of. The typical of social media. Of course, that's how long is that clip?
Maybe 90 seconds or so.
It's like a 90-second clip from a hour and 40-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And did what we wanted it to do. It was kind of sensational, and it captured us and Ben and Jermaine saying some things that we knew would rile some people up. But
yeah.
Of course, in that short clip, you don't get the full context. And like we were just saying, a lot of the people that we've then messaged, or not messaged, but I guess some of them I have even messaged, not just in the comments, like, hey, like, we're probably more on the same page here than what you realize. You just didn't get the full context there.
Yeah.
Of what's a very nuanced conversation, in just that 90-second clip.
Well, it's funny. I tell you, we've got a slight cheat code because, for one, this is an actual true experience that's shared in this clip. Like, it's not like this is some story that we're making up. Like, you actually experienced this firsthand.
Yeah.
And then, see, this is the nice thing with Bobby Lee, because I'm a row crop guy. I don't have like a doctorate in row crop farming, but Bobby Lee does have an unfair advantage because people will be like, these guys are idiots, they don't know anything, and I would just comment back because in that clip,
a lot of people assume we weren't even farmers. Like, y'all should get to know some of the people that are actually doing this. And I'm like,
we've done it all our lives.
Yeah, and I sell meat direct, every year. No, tell me more.
Yeah.
Which again, what wasn't in that clip was, even Ben said, if you can buy meat direct, do that. Like, that's even better than buying from Good Ranchers. And definitely if you're buying like organic, like, we weren't hating on that in the least.
Yeah, we want you to just know your source. And
I'll go further. There's nothing wrong, absolutely nothing wrong with buying at the grocery store. Nothing. But like Ben's point was, when you pay that premium, whatever it is, to buy that organic ground beef, if you're just buying it just at the store, probably don't waste the extra money. Like, just buy the regular stuff, because you have, I guess technically, if you trust the system, it does check the boxes to be organic, but
it's probably not a premium beef.
Yeah, it may not be exactly what the average consumer is picturing in their mind when they're sitting there and they get that warm fuzzy feeling in their stomach when they see that, I'm paying $2 extra a pound because it's organic.
Yep.
And like, is it any more wholesome, nutritious, safe? Like, no,
and I've pulled the card several times.
Not necessarily, I would say.
I tell Bobby Lee, or I always just pull the card when someone says we're dumb, because I'm fortunate in this clip. I'm in it for like 3 seconds, so I don't have to eat. Like, I kind of just get to go in there, and I'm like, because they'll be like, these guys are idiots. And I said, are you a licensed veterinarian? Like, I pulled that card on several people. They'll be like, these guys don't know anything. And I said this to one. I said, are you a licensed veterinarian? And I responded from our Talk Dirt to Me page, and this chick is who I was back and forth with. She goes, are you, with a laughing emoji? I guess she thought she had me. And so I wrote back and I was like, actually, Bobby Lee, the co-host of the show, is a licensed veterinarian. So then I said, so again, are you? And I don't think they ever wrote back. And I even sent the meme of like the Simpsons, like pointing and laughing.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee is better at, we've always said this, the more I think about it, the lethal weapon is like the perfect description of us, because you definitely have kind of the Danny Glover composure and the diplomatic approach, and you've had some good snarky responses to some people, but then like I had a guy the other day that just kept going, and I finally just said, just bring your ass to Munford, Tennessee, and we'll talk about it. And he was like, I feel like this is just a tough guy thing, whatever. And I was like, just come here and find out. Like, I finally just got mad. I'm like, come here and one of us is going to get our ass kicked. But like, I'm just tired of this back and forth. So Bobby Lee's definitely much better at the more composed discussion.
Yeah.
I'm just finally like, man, just bring your ass here. because I get frustrated because it's like anybody can be a bad dude online.
And you know, like the whole like, yeah, I'm a doctor and you're a regular person kind of thing. Like before, you know, you get out of school and, you know, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to, like, no, never once in my 16 and a half years since I graduated have I been like corrected somebody when they call me Mister or anything.
Like the Monopoly guy on Ace Ventura. You're like, yes, you got your monocle and, you know, laughing like that. That's Bobby Lee.
I mean, you don't, I mean, it takes somebody being a super douchebag before I'm like, you know, gonna even think about doing that. I don't, again, especially not in real life, I've ever been like, listen here, I'm refer to me as doctor. Like, no, I don't. I mean,
but you got to admit, it gives you an upper hand.
Well, and I like, you know, especially like in something like that, like let people assume we're dumbasses.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
And then you just kill them with facts. That's like the dude, the one that we were talking about. They messaged us, and
yeah, I've actually had good conversations with them, and like, yeah, like I think actually, you know, we found common ground.
Oh yeah, I got this one person that I talked to. They were like, all right, well, I'm going to go listen to the episode. And I'm like, great. And so
that was the whole point that we were trying. I mean,
well, that's what
it's great to have a good Instagram following, but really we won't.
We want you to listen.
We need y'all to share this.
Yes,
share it with your friends.
We want you to listen. So let me see here. I got a few topics too, but
so y'all got done with harvest.
We finished harvest.
We haven't, because we had kind of a weird recording schedule. Like our episode that dropped last week, we actually recorded a few weeks ago because knew I was going out of town. But y'all got harvest all wrapped up.
We finished up last week.
So you're on your like 4-month vacation right now.
Yeah. It's I'll tell you this. And now the smoke hasn't cleared because I got to meet with my crop insurance guy, and I still got to get like a couple of checks from grain. But right now, what I'm roughly guessing is we potentially doubled our losses from last year. Like it's I talked to several guys, and I'm like, I'm thinking this year was even worse than last year, because
twice as bad as last year.
Potentially twice as bad as last year.
Damn.
And that's why I told those guys today. I said I hate to say it, but I said we need a payment. Like I hate to say it, and we need a payment now, and then we need markets or something for next year. And I talked to one of our buddies around here that we got that farms, and they do some cotton. And, you know, Bobby Lee and I, we always talk about diversification, and we're believers in diversifying. But the problem is it's a process to diversify. Like for me to be like, all right, I'm going to diversify with cattle. Well, I got to have fences. I got to have water. I got to have pasture. Like I got to have all these things. And then also like my buddy I was talking to, he said, we have people that keep telling us, well, you guys got to diversify. And he said, I got 2 cotton pickers. I was like, what am I supposed to do with those? I can't pick tomatoes with the cotton pickers.
Yeah, and those cotton pickers
are not worth anything now.
Yeah, but they probably paid. They got 2 of them. They probably got well over $1 million tied up in them. I mean, well over it.
And they're not even. He said realistically he'd be lucky if they could get half that amount back, like the value, because cotton is.
Right. Nobody else is looking to grow it either.
No, cotton is really bad.
Cotton's tough because you got. I mean, obviously your harvest equipment is. I mean,
horrible.
It is, and it is. You use it for nothing else. Nothing else.
You can. That's the great thing about a combine. If I were to get into canola, never grown canola before. Don't have any growing this year, but say I get into it, well, I can harvest it with my combine.
Oh yeah, there's all.
I can harvest sunflower seeds.
Oh yeah, you think about just corn and soybeans, but I mean, yeah, I guess pretty much any of your grain crops.
We talked to the pulses guy. We could harvest peas and everything else.
Yeah, milo, wheat,
cocaine.
Just stuff that's. Can you?
I don't know.
I figured that being a high value crop, but I bet most of
I bet you got to have some hands on for that one.
Might. Let me see if I can get on YouTube and find a documentary really showing the process.
Yeah,
I bet that would put Lammy on a watch list.
We need to
if you're really researching the whole cultivation and harvest of the coca plant.
Well, we really need to probably get educated on the matter since we have to speak about cocaine so often. because we're like basically the cocaine farmers apparently. So we need to get that. Going.
If that was true, you probably wouldn't be looking at the losses that you are.
I know. Yeah, cocaine would probably be good diversification. I feel like it'd be kind of cool, like action packed diversification.
I would dare say if you got pretty deep into it, you probably wouldn't need to be diversified. Other than just as a cover.
It'd keep me covered, yeah. Like they're like, where'd you get that Ferrari? I'll be like, well, we just had a good crops this year. The yields were great on beans. Yeah, it just I needed to write off a little money, and I feel like I get to have the conversation with somebody. I'd be like, don't you ever break my balls? Nobody breaks my balls. That's what I would tell them.
Yeah.
Do you know the reference?
I don't.
Scarface, man.
Scarface reference.
He tells Tony, he says, Tony, don't break my balls. Nobody breaks my balls, or something like that. We got a couple of emails I want to read real quick. And this comes in from Nick. Nick said, hey guys, just a follow up to my email about my calf raising operation. So I think this is a dude we told him to write back into us. He said, we purchase all of our calves and grow them out to about 250 to 300 pounds. It is about a 12 to 15 week turn time. Currently, we are paying anywhere between $800 and $1,500 a head.
So buying bottle calves off dairies.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
We pick up calves every Saturday morning from 4 dairies within a 45-minute radius. Man, I wish we had some dairies around here. That'd be awesome. He said we may not be the highest paying around, but we pride ourselves on showing up every week and taking all of the calves that the dairy has. Sometimes the calves are not always great, but we take them and work with them. Our buyers are all smaller beef producers. Most of my buyers take around 20 calves at a time. We have a great relationship with our buyers and let them choose whatever animals they want. We don't sell junk. Any calf that has needed more than 2 respiratory treatments are culled through a local sale barn. This doesn't necessarily give me the best reputation at the sales barn, but we are okay with that because we don't rely on the barn for our majority of sales, only culls. We raise every calf in a hutch, not the best for us, but grow some of the best calves from my experience. Hopefully this gives some more insights into our lives here in west central Minnesota. Nick, we appreciate you writing in. That's pretty cool. I mean, they're running let's see, we purchased all our calves. I wish he didn't say the number. They're probably moving quite a bit of calves throughout a year.
Yeah, they're turning them every 12 to 15 weeks, he said.
Yep.
Yeah, they like I say, our dads did that for a while when there were still some dairies around. I think there was one in particular they bought. Well, they kind of did like him. They bought all the calves, and I can barely remember, like, just very vague memories of like a bunch of Holstein calves.
Yeah.
Which he may not have said.
He didn't.
A lot of these are, for a Holstein, they're milking a bunch of Holsteins, but especially if they're selling the calves and they're getting that price for them, those cows are probably bred to like Angus.
I was going to say, is that an Angus?
They're breeding them to crossing them with a beef bull, beef semen. That way they're getting a solid black calf that's 50% of a beef breed, and they're just, they're worth more. It's a better quality beef product than just a straight Holstein steer would be.
Yeah. Yeah. When he says here we're raising them in a hutch, what does he mean?
They're little, like, well, they call them calf hutches, but it looks like a little dog house, basically. Like
Gotcha.
A little calf house. I think they're usually like plastic. But that way they're individually housed.
Okay.
They got like a little pen usually attached to them. So
I got you.
But especially like obviously in Minnesota, they appreciate being able to get in and out of the weather.
I'll say with the weather, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what we said. We wish that we had some dairies still around here because Dad, I've heard him talk about buying some.
Well, that's something you don't. I would imagine they're getting bottle calves that are just a few days old and they're turning them by the time they're I wouldn't think you need like a massive footprint as far as land area.
Yeah.
And we don't know how many calves, so I'm sure it's probably covers several acres, but they're essentially in confinement.
Yeah.
And they're feeding them just milk replacer.
Yeah.
You're not needing a ton of ground for grazing or anything, and just a way to be in the industry without necessarily
needing a ton of ground.
Hundreds of acres.
Yeah. Nick, we appreciate you writing in, man. That's awesome. All right, this next one comes from Stacy. Stacy says, hey, gentlemen, I use that term loosely. I read this one earlier. I read this the other day, and I think they're right about this. Now, with text, it's hard to know. Are they mad?
Yeah,
are they
what's
joking?
Their tone? Yeah,
because they said, "Hey, gentlemen," I used that term loosely. But now, judging from the whole thing, I feel like they're kind of like poking at us, just joking.
Oh, that's all in fair game. Yeah,
It is. They said, "I raise cows, Australian lowlines, aka American Aberdeen Angus,
Okay.
down on the beach near Gulf Shores, Alabama. Yeah, Alabama has a beach. By the way, before I get to
we're well aware. That's
that's where we go.
That's really the closest decent beaches to us.
It is." He said, "By the way, before I get to the meat of my conversation, just want to say y'all beat up us grass finish guys pretty bad. A small frame cow finishes well and still has lots of flavor. So before I go any further, I want to say we probably did beat up the grass finish guys, but let me tell you a little bit why. First, we're not saying grass finished beef is not any good, but we do believe that grain finished is better. It just tastes better.
Which is kind of goes back to that Instagram world where people are all mad about everything from eating dairy cows to shouldn't buy organic, whatever. Like, I just want people eating beef. Eat whatever you want, and especially if you're buying it from somebody, a direct source, and you know what you're getting. 'Cause I think the statistic is if you're just buying grass-fed labeled beef at the store, like 80% of that's imported.
Yeah. Well, the way I kind of would look at it, it's like
and imported beef is fine, but most of us, hey, we'd rather buy U.S. grown.
Yep. The way I look at it, it'd be like if I set a bottle of Eagle Rare on the counter and I could drink some of it, or then I got a bottle of Old Granddad 114. I like both of them, but Eagle Rare is the higher quality of the two. I enjoy the smoothness and the taste of it better than the 114, but I can equally enjoy the Old Granddad 114.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I look at this. I can eat grass finished beef and I can enjoy the hell out of it. Like I love beef, but if I want like a real just flavorful cut of meat, I want that extra marbling that you get from grain finished. Well, and that's not an insult. That's just the reality of it.
Personal preference.
It is. And I'm a grain farmer. I want my damn cattle to eat grain. You
increase that demand just a little bit.
Yeah. So don't take it as us beating you guys up. We also, I'm going to tell you this. I feel like we're one of the few voices that defends the grain finished side. Because nowadays, everything's got to be grass-fed, grass-finished. And like all the influencers, it's got to be grass-fed, grass-finished. So we're actually the ones I feel like to get beat up.
Well, and if there was like an extreme market for it right here, I don't know. Because I believe, too, if you don't believe in something, even if you think you can make money at it, you're probably not going to be any good at it.
Yeah.
And because I'm not a huge believer in... Because, of course, a lot of people want to tout the health benefits. And when you really look into it, like...
It's a very minimal difference.
It's right. It's yeah. And you offset that when you then eat junk food for a snack or whatever your sides are that go with it, whatever. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Well, just eat beef. But I guess we're saying, Stacy, like, we're not trying to attack you guys. We're all on the same team. Here. I mean, we just want people to eat beef.
Yeah, with that, I've had people come to me like, and say, I want grass finished. I'm like, that's just not what I do.
I'm not gay.
No, I'm just like, that's not what I do. And again, even if I had 100 people requesting grass finished, and I was like, man, I could probably make some money at this, I'm probably still not going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, one, I've still can't even meet the demand for my grain finished beef, and two, it's not what I'm passionate about. I'm not going to be great at it. Now things could change. I mean, my opinions and thoughts evolve daily. 10 years from now I may be doing nothing but grain or grass finished beef. But
well, that's
don't expect it, but hey, I'm not ruling anything out.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So he says here, a small frame cow finishes well and still has lots of flavor. I don't disagree. I've had grass finished beef, and it's fine. So here he says, now the reason for the letter, and this is why I think he was probably kind of laughing with us. He said, Ag Zaga, I recently bought some utility yellow jugs for the farm.
Yep.
2 of them put me barely over $50. then your $20 off is one hell of a deal. Then today I was pricing that Ferropies from a couple sources. They were the exact same price as Agzaga, but with shipping. So guess where I punched it from? Free shipping and another $20 off. I felt guilty enough I thought I should thank y'all. Coastal Alabama Lowline Farms. So we appreciate it, Stacy.
Yep.
We promise we're on the same team, but we're just trying to raise awareness that, hey, grain finished beef is actually good too. We're not trying to attack you, but we do appreciate you writing in, and we're glad you enjoy that code. It is a badass code, and Agzaga, they got great stuff. So, all right, got one more here. This comes from Kyle. This is Kyle Hanks. He's our cousin from the north. He said, me again, your cousin from the north. Talked with my local FSA about equip fence and come to the conclusion that they were not interested. So I'm building it myself, planning to fence off about 16 acres. What's everyone's thoughts on post spacing and what size and type of post is best for grazing 10 or 12 steers on 16 acres? Thanks again. Appreciate you, Kyle. I was trying to think, as far as spacing, I'd say, what is it, probably 8 feet? Because whenever we'd lay a post and like...
Yeah, we used to do that. I mean, there's so many different ways to fence, and like, you can, like, guys that really fence, you can make them fight, over, what's the right way to do it.
Well, my dad used to be that way. When me and him would fence, like back when I was still in high school and we go fence, and you were taught the same way, like, where they were sticklers about how you ran barbed wire fences, and they considered themselves, like, Dad used to tell me, he's like, man, ain't nobody can run a better barbed wire fence in an area than we can. Like, so he was always very particular.
Oh, well, and like, we've got folks around here that they have commercial fencing companies, and that, of course, we're relatively popular. They do a lot of, wood fences for people's yard, just privacy fences. But they do some ag fencing too, and have done some for me. And of course, I'm not the type to be like, tell them how to, I mean, this is what they do. They're like, man, some people we fence for, like, they nitpick everything.
Yeah.
Like, I could, hey, but I'm like, no, and it's, but I'm a big believer on, if I'm doing barbed wire, and this comes from our dads, on my perimeter fences, I want 5 strands.
Yeah.
You can get by with 4, and we'll traditionally do 4 on our cross fences. But another example, the guys that have done some fencing for me, they're like, we would prefer to do 5 even on your cross fences.
Oh, wow.
Well, okay. Go for it.
Hey, yeah.
It's not, they're not, I don't, charge me anymore. I've got a little more, materials in it, but it's not that much in the grand scheme of things. But,
Yeah.
And you can get by with spacing your T-post further apart than you have to by using I was trying to look it up exactly what you call them, the fence stays. You see people that you twist them onto the fence.
I don't know if I've ever seen them.
Yeah, you have. They're those little wire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They space the fence. If you want to go a little wider, having just been in Montana last week, which I'm always like out there, and especially like this place where they put in some new fence, like, damn. But they also, like, as we're going through some of these, because I can't tell you how many gates I opened up as we were on a private ranch, and of course opening and closing gates, and but there's nothing, like, once they've got a fence, especially as good as they build it, put up, like, there's no trees.
Yeah.
I
don't have to worry about anything falling on the fence.
That I was hunting with, I was like, yeah, this will be a dream. Because, I'm sure cows can still run through the fence. They've got to worry about elk in some places, run through the fence. Maybe not deer, like, tearing it up. And I'm sure, like, they don't get a lot of rain, so we're too bad about washouts, but there's some of that. And like, there's a tree here and there, like in some creek bottoms.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be a random cottonwood, but, like, I was like, 95% of my fences, like, or my footage of fence is at risk of a tree falling on it.
I was gonna say, freaking tree falling on it. Yeah.
And like, multiple like, it's like, I've checked my fences every few weeks, or I should be, and if I walk all my fences, I could walk them today and then do it again a week from now, and I guarantee you I'll find spots where limbs or entire trees have fallen on the fence and the fence is down.
Yep.
Like, out here they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So what would you think, though? Like, would you tell him, so probably, what, a 6-foot T-post with 8-foot spacing?
Yeah, that would probably be plenty. You could go a little wider than that. I'm sure you can go like on the extension websites and whatnot and find some
recommendations,
official government, recommendations and all on that. With our fence, because we use some NRCS money, and like, of course, it has to be up to their specs. And like every so often, even if there wasn't, you didn't need a brace, they would put in a wood post.
Yeah.
There's like a 4-inch wood post. And then, of course, if you got a bend or certainly if you got a 90, you need to put in a proper brace and all that sort of thing. But yeah, but you do see that more out there where in spots they'll have those, I think on Tractor Supply's website, they officially call them a fence stay.
Okay, I have seen those now that you pointed them out.
I've used those here and there in some spots where, I'm kind of rigging something together, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, man. Well,
you don't, because you do go by some places and you can tell like, okay, these people didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Their posts are way too far apart. But you don't want to be that guy. You don't want us driving by judging you.
No. Yeah, because I'll tell you, even
but the biggest one's when you see somebody that's they got them 3 acres, whatever, they're going to fence it in, put some couple cows or horse and goats, whatever, out there, and like their braces are just like so half-assed, and you're just like, oh Lord, I just want to stop and just help them.
Yes.
Just tell them like, hey,
they tried.
I don't have time, but if I'm free one Saturday afternoon, like,
just gonna stop by one day.
Stop by. We're gonna tear all this out and redo it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, and I have judged people's fencing, like just growing up the way we did. I mean, running fences and stuff. Like, I haven't run a whole lot of barbed wire in several years, but we used to run a lot of barbed wire. Hell, that used to be the summer job. We'd go around freaking barbed wire fences, and it sucked. But I also learned how to run fences really well. And so, yeah, I've been to places before, and I find myself judging people's fences.
I won't say I enjoy it, but when I'm building
You enjoy judging people's fences?
Well, maybe. But when I'm building a new fence, like an entirely new fence, like I do get a lot of satisfaction because most of my fencing is patching.
Yeah.
Because thankfully all my places are totally fenced at this point, but always in need of repairs. And when you're patching, oh Lord, it's always, well, like when I'm doing it for YouTube, I'm like, yeah, I'm almost embarrassed to show what kind of, but I was like, but I believe the cows can't get out. It's definitely kind of some redneck engineering here.
The over there at our grandparents' place, I got 4 cows in that little pasture right there. Yeah. It's kind of used to be like our bull pasture, and I got 4 cows over there, and those fences are ancient, and every year they'll like get out, and I just go over there and I just patch them. There's spots over there. I bet there's 12 strands of barbed wire.
Oh, I've got some spots. Yeah.
And like if you try to bend some of it, it just snaps.
Oh yeah. Once that wire gets all rusted, that's what I was talking. The guy that does some fencing for us, he's like, we can even go around where you've got existing fence and just, it's maybe a perimeter fence where you've already got the original 5 wires and where you patched it. We'll just run like 4 new strands.
Yeah. Just
because that new wire, one, it's more visible because it's still shiny and galvanized. 2, like, I don't know, a 4-inch limb falls and hits that rusty wire, it may break, all of them.
Oh yeah.
Where when it hits that brand new wire, it'll just bounce off. Or
hell, I like to leave the old because it's like, hell, that's just more shit they got to try to get through.
There's places. There's part of that farm, and it's actually just a cross fence that I don't even really use anymore. I'd have to look at it tomorrow when I drive in. It's got like 15 wires. I look at that all the time, and I'm like, by God, I don't know what they were fencing in or what they were trying to fence
Squirrels.
out.
They're like, man, we're tired of these damn squirrels.
I don't want to ever encounter whatever animal they were worried about when it came to this, because it looks relatively the same age. Like it was.
Oh wow! So it was done at like about the same time.
But our same buddy that does a lot of fencing, which he's kind of a character. He said, yeah. He said, you know how to, which you may appreciate this having had goats. He's like, you know how to tell if you got a fence fixed and if it's good enough to hold goats. He's like, pick you up a handful of sand and throw it at the fence, and if any of that sand can get through the fence,
A goat.
Your goat can get through that fence.
Yeah. Oh, I tell everybody, man, if you're going to have goats, you just got to have a hell of a fence.
Yeah.
Cattle panel is like, I just recommend people just put up cattle panels.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not fencing like an entire pasture, yeah, you just need a pen. Yeah, absolutely. I've used those for a lot of my cattle pens too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I wanted to read a couple of these comments too that we got. This one comes. This was on episode 211. Both of these actually come from episode 211, which is our, what happened to the American Spirit one we did, tool talk and all that. And I liked it because both of these are very similar comments. And our listener Kelsey writes in, our longtime listener. He's been an awesome listener. He said, yes, the gift guide would be awesome. We need to do that. We're running close to time, but we need to try to put that together. We do need to put together a Talk Dirt to Me like official gift guide. I mean, if you're like me, your wife and your mom and all of them get tired of being like, what's something we can get you for Christmas? And you've probably already bought everything you need anyways. But a gift guide would be awesome.
Yeah, I can put together something and email it to you.
Okay.
Put together 7-8 things that I would recommend. And
that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
He said a gift guide would be awesome. He said, my wife is always asking what I want for Christmas /birthday /anniversary. I always tell her boobs in my face, but evidently she means something store-bought. I have most of the things you listed already in my truck, because he asked about the truck too, what I had in it. He said I need to get another fuel tank and an impact. So first of all, boobs in the face is always that's like the best you can get.
Yeah, for any of you wives out there, or I guess girlfriends too, yeah, we're pretty simple creatures.
Yes.
You buy them. You can go to former guest goodranchers.com.
Yeah.
Order some nice steaks. Have a good steak dinner, and then you
put some boobs in his face.
Yeah, for dessert. And
he'll be happy.
If he's not happy,
he might be gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might need to reevaluate the relationship.
Yeah.
As far as you saying you need another fuel tank and impact, I think I mentioned it on there. Now, this is not made in USA, but those Milwaukee Fuel, be sure you get the fuel, but the Milwaukee Fuel impact is the baddest.
M18?
Yep.
Yep.
That is the bad. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Man.
I've got a bunch of the, my wife got me a grease gun.
Yep.
Which I thought, this is, I'll use it. She bought it for me. No, I use the hell out of it. It's like, this seems silly, but no, it's awesome.
Oh, dude, yeah, I love it. I got an electric grease gun.
I've got a spotlight of theirs that I use, especially this time of year, because in the mornings I'm usually starting chores before daylight. And
yep.
If I'm checking, during calving, that thing's awesome. We even got a fan that my wife takes to the ball games when the kids are at a ball tournament in the middle of August and it's heat
melting.
index of 115.
Yeah.
We got, good Lord,
they got weed eaters. I think now they got all kinds of Milwaukee stuff.
I don't have any. The only what I would consider power tools, I guess, is the impact, and then I guess if the grease gun's considered a power tool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spotlight, the fan. Oh, we got a blower.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen the little blower.
Yeah, I use it to blow off hay baler when I'm done baling hay. Of course, blow it off the driveway or around the pool. Yeah.
Well, that's you won't go wrong with but like I said, get the fuel version. Nathan also writes in. He says we do all love boobs, and I just had to agree.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, yeah, him and I see. I had never realized this. I guess other listeners can also see the comments, and another listener had loved his comment.
Yeah.
So we just love boobs on Talk Dirt to Me, and so yeah, I don't disagree with you guys. And
I'll ask you this. This is a little different subject, but kind of the same thing.
About boobs.
Kind of.
All right.
So, for whatever reason, my Instagram algorithm is now inundating me with these massage guns. Like
a Theragun or something?
Well, and these are more they've got 16 heads on them.
Oh, wow.
Or and the video is always a hot chick and her husband. He's like, yeah, let's, and she's laying on her belly and he's using it to rub her back. And I'm like, my wife likes a good back rub. And I like giving her back rubs.
Yeah.
We all know why.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, would it be out of bounds for me to buy her one of those back rubbing machines, basically massage
I don't
for
know.
Christmas?
You might put yourself out of business.
Well, because she would, I'm sure, enjoy getting the back rub with it, but she knows that ultimately
where it's going.
Yeah, like I'm getting her that so that I can get my gift in return.
Yeah.
So for our lady listeners out there, I mean, we obviously know you don't buy your wife a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
You don't buy her anything like that. It's totally out of bounds. Even though my wife does have some really fancy, nice vacuum that I think she really appreciates.
Yeah.
But I didn't buy it for her as a gift. She bought it, herself. You're not going to buy her a new washing machine or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to stereotype, or anything. But is it out of bounds to buy your lady?
But now you would have to use it on her.
Oh yeah. I'm buying it for me to use for her.
I don't think it's out of bounds. But they would look at it in a way it's like, well, but this is more. Is this more beneficial for you than it is for me?
Or like buying your wife a gun. Because she doesn't really. It's like really, it's for you. I remember when my brother and I were first getting old enough, like we wanted to buy each other something for Christmas, and like we were always bad about. I would buy him something that I really wanted, and he would do the same.
And then y'all just swap.
Or we'd be like, it'd be something we could both play with, but I wanted to play with it more than he probably even appreciated it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say. I mean,
it's like buying your wife like super sexy lingerie. Like, is that like
it's cool?
Like, really, it's a gift you're buying for yourself.
Oh yeah,
it's for her.
When I've bought Marcy stuff like that, I think she fully is aware that this is not for her.
You bought it for you.
Yes. Yeah, like
so you better get her something else too.
Yeah, if you're gonna get her something like that, I feel like you need to throw something else in the mix.
You need to buy like the generic, buy some jewelry.
You need to, you need to buy her some sexy lingerie with the back rubber. That's what you need to get her.
Yeah, I think that would totally. She's like, all right, where's the actual stuff that's for me?
Yeah. No, but I think that'd be good. But again, though, part of the magic is. Well, see, I don't even think I'm probably very good at giving back rubs and massages, because I'm like, when I get to doing it, the mission has now become something else. Like,
we're just trying to get to the end goal here.
Yes, I'm too mission focused.
Well, that's where you can get creative if you got little kids, you can be like, whoa, here's something under the tree from Santa, and it's to mom and dad. This is a gift to both.
And they're like, what is a magic wand? What is this thing?
Well, you might not want to go that.
It's like it's a massager.
Yeah, like, hey, this is... Yeah.
That's what that is. It's a massager.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the origin of it. It was for just massaging. And then it went in the direction that it did, and whoever makes it, I don't remember who the brand is of magic wand.
I'm not,
But they... because there was some big story on the internet talking about like the brand even tried to like kind of distance themselves at first, because it comes out and it's like, this is a bad to the bone back massager, and people start putting it on their beavers, and and they're like, whoa, and it's just dominating the sex toy market suddenly. So the company, from my understanding, tried to back up from it, but now I think they finally realized, like, I think they've just accepted it.
Literally opened my Instagram. I had to scroll one post down before I got hit with one of the ads.
Oh, that's one of them right there. Dang, those are crazy looking.
Yeah.
Not the magic wand. This is from Bobby Lee's, the back massager thing he's talking about.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, guys, get your wife a back massager. Hell, get her a magic wand for Christmas. Well, we don't care. I don't think it's made in USA. But I did want to look.
Yeah, our phones definitely listen to us, because now I just scroll down and now here's a post, and it's an ad or whatever. I don't follow this account. It's like adult married couple advice for Christmas. Easiest guide for ladies, to what to get your man. So yeah.
Just now, that quickly.
Yeah, like literally.
What if it was a magic wand commercial?
Because we've been. Well, let me keep scrolling. I might get to it. But yeah, we're literally talking about gift guides, and it's a gift guide for ladies for their man.
Well, we're going to try to put together one for the dudes. And we got some women. We got some great women listeners on here. I've always said that the women that listen to our show are the most badass of women.
Yeah.
Like they're the most badass. And all right, there was a few little things here that I did want to touch on. You talked about y'all's prices. There, the USDA put out a report or something basically talking about how much surplus of corn we have. So from my understanding, it kind of drove the corn prices down again on us. The USDA's market report historically kicks our ass every time.
Yeah.
Like that, the guys today were asking me about that stuff, and I said every time they release a report, it tanks our prices. I can't think of like a single time that the report has come out and all of a sudden it's like a jump and they give us good news. It sometimes feels like the USDA is just trying to kick us in the balls.
Well, and I think I certainly know like the perspective of farmers is, and I would love to know historically, and you probably look back at this because they give like estimates. When do they come out with their first crop estimate? Like midsummer,
something like that.
Like
yeah.
Look, predicting what that current crop.
And you
is
always
going to
brace for impact
because it always. In the farmer's perspective is always they overestimate what the yield's going to be.
Yeah.
They're saying the supply is going to be through the roof, when in reality, and I wonder. And again, there should be data out there for this, like how often they are actually right, and then when they're wrong, like is it significantly wrong, or is it just farmers complaining, or are they really that far off most of the time?
I think they're a lot of times they're fairly close, but there's been a few times where I think they've been, if they said average bushels were going to be 188, or corn's going to average 188 bushels, and then they end up coming out to like 185 or something, that makes a big difference in the grand scheme.
Oh, it's the same thing. Like again, I listen to Corbett every morning. You have the cattle on feed report.
Yep.
And when that comes out, it's always about, and then really it comes down to what are the analysts that are predicting what it's going to say.
Yep.
And if it's pretty much spot on with what the analyst had already predicted, then the markets don't really react.
Yeah.
But if the analysts were way off one way or the other, it'll wildly impact the market there for a few days.
Yep. Well, this was interesting when I was just talking about the corn surplus too. This says ag bankers are expecting to 58% of borrowers expect to stay profitable. So that's pretty bad. Ag bankers are sounding the alarm. It says about 2026 finances with only 58% of borrowers. So, I mean, literally you could say 42% of farmers are not going to positively cash flow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's dangerously close to half of our farmers are not going to cash flow.
And again, we our stance on bailouts and everything has been well established. We are generally against that, but it's like what the country can't afford.
It's a necessary evil right now,
and we've kind of gotten ourselves in this situation. That's where we need. I don't know how many years it would have to be over, 10, 15, 20, whatever, an exit ramp to slowly pull us back away from being so reliant.
Yes.
On those payments. But, it's easy for somebody to say, well, just don't take the money or just jerk the rug out from under everybody, stop it entirely. But we're so far down this road, I don't think that's a wise way to go about it.
Yeah.
As much as it would maybe feel good to be like,
pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
I didn't take none of that government money.
Well, and just we were the generation that just quit it cold turkey. I don't know that the outcome of that is great, because it's gonna, looks like 42% of people would just be, out, and you would. I mean, in that scenario, I feel almost certain saying it would just the super big operations would just get even bigger.
Yeah.
And it would just, and then that would further compound the problem, because we're also very big on, we would like for there to be more operations, more blood in the game, more, smaller, bringing back the small to mid-sized farmer and making it where you can carve out a living for yourself without having to farm tens of thousands of acres.
Yeah.
Or have hundreds of heads of cattle.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Here, the USDA is actually, I see, opening stage 2, speaking of that, of the disaster aid. It says applications start November 24th. They actually just announced this.
Will it be next week?
Yeah, they just announced 2 days ago. Yeah, the Supplemental Disaster Relief Program, SDRP, is covering uninsured on-farm losses. This is actually, stage 2. This is the second part if you didn't have insurance on stuff. They already did stage 1 for the insured, so this is uninsured on-farm losses. And it also, I think, it may even be something to, it includes cattlemen too, don't it? I think it's a cattleman payment as well, because it says uninsured on-farm losses, quality damage, and milk storage issues from 2023 to 2024 storms/floods. See, this is coming from the previous season, so that's not even. Yeah, farmers can apply starting next week. Yeah. And China is ramping up U.S. soybean buys amid tariff thaws and trade deal optimism. This is flash sales this week as China snapped up millions of bushels after a brief pause, pushing commitments higher under recent truce talks, suspending some retaliatory tariffs. Exports are still down overall due to competition from South America, but with Trump-era deals echoing phase 1, you could say, is this real relief or just short-term hype? And we won't know yet. Won't know for sure.
Yeah, I was checking markets for today.
This here, this says beans are up today to like 11.50 something, I think.
They're down 17 today.
Gotcha. Okay.
11.36. So yeah, they would have been 11.50.
Yeah, I see the basis. Is it a positive basis?
Well, I've just got the Chicago numbers here or whatever.
ADM's paying 11.53.
Yeah, open today was 11.52, but it's down to 11.36.
Gotcha. Okay. It's probably, the markets have already closed today. The rising, again, here's another article, rising financial stress on row crop farms heading into 26. Ag Pulse and banker surveys, lenders are increasingly worried about debt carryover, low margins, and repayment ability, especially in grains. I heard someone today, we were talking about, and maybe it was yesterday, it was one of my buddies at farms, and he's tied in very much into the economic side of agriculture. And he was talking about how a lot of these lenders, they're deathly afraid, but at the same time, so many guys are now in bad shape, they actually can't not let these guys keep farming, because they're going to be, if they were to pull the plug on a bunch of these farmers, then now all of a sudden they've got an influx of equipment that because say the farmers go bankrupt and they have their equipment for collateral and the company sees the collateral. Well, now they got to get rid of this equipment. Equipment prices are down terrible.
Well, and then if all of a sudden the market's flooded with all the equipment from 42% of farmers,
that's going to,
you'd be giving away used equipment.
Yeah, so that's what there's guys making arguments.
Especially if then it goes to just the big getting bigger.
Yep.
Well, those big guys, they're not running that old equipment.
No. And so that's what there's a lot of people saying.
They can't just take on they don't want that many farmers going broke and just declaring bankruptcy. Yeah.
Yep. It will be beneficial for them to actually, in a weird way, go in deeper with these guys.
Well, and that's why. And of course, unfortunately, the system we have, the big corporate, groups, the banks, they run the country more or less, and they've got the lobbyists and whatever, and that's why they're cheering on the payments as much, if not more, than the actual producers are. Yeah, because it's ultimately their money.
They know it's just going to come to me, and then I pass it right along to them.
It's their money, and I think that's why we've gotten to the point where we are. It's not because farmers have constantly been sitting there with their hand out. It's because the big corporate ag groups, the lenders, everybody else has been like, keep, we need their lobbyists, whatever, have constantly been saying, keep pumping this money, to the farmers, but it's really not to the farmers. You're just pumping it into the ag in general, and it all ends up in their pocket at the end of the day.
Yep, it does. All right, you got one today?
I've got a few in the tank.
You'll have to pull up the commander.
You need the man too.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened to that video. Just like the former commander-in-chief himself, he got lost all the time. I guess this video just got lost.
Yeah, you don't see him much out of him.
He's probably dead. I'm just convinced he's been dead. I think they were weekend at burning him
the whole time.
And he's finally resting his bones.
Well, as a human, I hope he's just enjoying his retirement.
Yes.
Spending time with the grandkids, even the ones of hunters that they don't even claim.
Yes.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America.
So, I've got one. Actually, I've been wanting to use this one for a while.
All right.
So we, my wife specifically, we kind of course, I put in a pool. Now we got like an outdoor kitchen area. Getting ready. One reason I was glad we recorded earlier, I'm getting ready to go home, and we're going to cook out there tonight. It's nice and mild.
He got that magic wand. He's about to put it to use.
Yeah, my kids will be out there with us. No, we won't be. But
it's a back massager.
Polywood outdoor furniture.
Okay.
And so it's not actually wood. It is a synthetic product. But she's got like this whole... Actually, I think we have that whole exact set right there.
Polywood.
But
check that out.
And they're not cheap, but because it's I don't know what exactly it is, plastic, polymer, or something, Polywood.
Okay.
Last forever, and they are made in the USA.
Nice.
Because we got like a kind of a bar, tabletop area, and we were waiting to get more of the chairs in, and I was unpackaging one that arrived one day. I was like, I'll be damned, made in the USA. She's like, yeah, that's why I'm buying it. I was like, well, I was like, we're gonna
sponsored by the queen bitch herself, Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart, you
the
can't
gangster.
Go wrong. Yeah. Now, her and Snoop Dogg are good buddies.
They are. Hey, she's a baller, man. What was it? Tax evasion? Isn't that what got her?
I don't remember what it was. I'll put it in the Terminator, but yeah, which that make me like her just a little more.
I was gonna say, man, her and Wesley Snipes need to become cronies. That's awesome. Yeah, Polywood. Oh, check that out. We actually need some furniture on the back porch at our house, and we're looking, and I'm gonna check that out. Polywood. Yeah, just Polywood.com. Polywood. Was it tax evasion?
No, it was stock trading stuff. She says she sold nearly 4,000 shares of some stock the day before the FDA announced it had rejected it as a new cancer drug. So she had invested in the company.
She had done some insider trading.
Like she had insider information that the FDA is going to reject this, the stock's going to plummet. And so she sold it all the day before.
So that turd head actually she just knew more than me and you.
Yeah, she was cheating the system. So.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need you to do a couple things real quick. We want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe, comment below, let us know what you think of the episode. Get those follows on Spotify. Whatever you're listening on, please hit that follow button. And let's drive those numbers up. It helps out a lot.
You got to pump those numbers up.
Got to pump those numbers up. That's how he started.
They were talking about jerking off, weren't they?
Yeah, he said he jerks off like 3 or 4 times a day.
Well, I feel like that's what
Leo said.
And then McConaughey was like, "These are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers." Good Lord,
man, it'd be dust blowing out of that thing.
You better have some good lubricant.
Yeah, my calloused hands. Whew, yeah. That don't sound very fun.
Woo. Yeah, no. We don't recommend pumping those numbers up.
Don't pump those numbers up.
But we want to pump up these subscriber and listener and hey, we got to get the ratings and reviews. We got to get to 1,000 so somebody gets some
Y'all gonna have to hammer down if we're gonna get there. We need to do that. And what else do we need to do?
Check out agzaga.com. Do that Christmas shopping. Hey, order those advent calendars right now. Use the discount code TalkDirt20. Take $20 off that $50 minimum order. Buy a bunch of other good stuff too. But you want to get your advent calendar before December 1st. Hey, if you get it a week or two late, you can always join in on the fun. But it'd be a lot better if you go ahead and get them now.
Yep, it will. All right, guys. Hey, visit TalkDirtPodcast.com. Go to the contact page. Submit your question there. And we appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
See y'all then.